Today, Fun with Flowers and Jay is brought to you by Alexandra Farms, Exceptional Garden Roses, and Kreisel USA.
Welcome to the world of flowers. I'm Jay Schwanke. I've spent my entire life surrounded by flowers. As a fourth-generation florist, flowers have been a part of my daily life for as long as I can remember. Now I'm on a mission to share my knowledge and love of flowers with everyone I meet. Growing, picking, arranging, designing, and sharing. It's all fascinating to me because I love flowers. Anything flowers and everything flowers. Welcome to Fun with Flowers and Jay. Today on Fun with Flowers and Jay, we have exceptional garden roses from Alexandra Farms, and we'll show you the secrets to creating a beautiful flower crown. I'm so excited to be sharing Alexandra Farms' exceptional garden roses with you. This is a new generation of garden roses. These are not as expensive or as delicate as garden roses we've had in the past. Alexandra roses take super care of every single one of their roses. These roses are hand harvested and hand graded. They're hand bundled and hand packaged and delivered to you so you'll have exceptional performance. You'll notice that these roses open so beautifully and the fragrance is incredible. These roses are magical. With the fragrance and the colors, it's so romantic and it's perfect for any wedding or special event. But at the same time, these are garden roses that you can use every day. You can have them around all the time because their performance is exceptional. So let's talk about how we care for these roses. In every box, Alexandra Farms includes a care and handling tag. So whether you're a wholesale florist or a retailer, it tells you how to care for them perfectly. And it's important that we treat them differently. When the bunches come in, they're wrapped with corrugated cardboard and foam inside a cellophane wrapper. We cut them and put them directly into a hydration solution so that they would hydrate for about an hour and a half. And then we move it over to vase solution. It's important that you're using a flower food and not just a preservative, because these flowers are going to grow over the period of the next 3 to 4 days. At that point in time, they start to open up. Immediately after you've placed them in water, place them directly into your cooler. That's not something that you set out for a period of time. In the cooler, they'll begin to hydrate, they'll begin to feed, and they'll begin to open up, all with their protective plastic wrapper still on. The cardboard and the foam has been removed, allowing them to transpire. These roses performed perfectly. We got in a selection of all the different types for this show, and every single one performed exactly as Alexandra Farms told us it would. Here's a great example. They have their own varieties as well as David Austin's. Here's a beautiful bouquet made up of different David Austin roses. I love that David Austin has the little tags. Now normally I wouldn't leave them in a bouquet, but I wanted to show you that we have the tags. So I'd like to introduce you to Miranda. This one is Darcy, Kira, and Constance. With a mixture of scented geranium and oregano, this is a beautiful bouquet. It's so fragrant and so romantic. Alexandra Farms has so many different varieties, and you can see those different varieties and the different ways that they perform. The O'Hara varieties open up and have big, huge, bulky centers. Yellow pom-pom continues to open until it's almost entirely flat. You'll notice that each one of these roses performs differently. I like the piano series because of the little auxiliary buds. And of course, we're all familiar with Juliet and Maria Theresa and Baroness. These beautiful roses are award-winning cut garden roses, and it brings nostalgia and romance to your flower arrangements. People love roses that actually smell like roses. And these roses from Alexandra Farms are intoxicating. The other great thing about Alexandra Farms is the social programs that they have and the benefits that they create for their employees. So it's an all-encompassing business where they look out for the good of the roses as well as the people. It's great that you can have confidence in the beautiful roses you're using for your wedding, special event, or just enjoying on your table. So today, we want to use these exceptional garden roses to create one of the most popular trends in wedding and special event, a flower crown. A flower crown with beautiful garden scented roses from Alexandra Farms. When I was a kid, we called a garland of flowers that went around your head a halo. But today, we're calling them flower crowns. And we're using bigger, larger, more opulent flowers. And so they become larger on the head and they look like a crown of flowers. These flower crowns are also part of the fairytale trend that we see today, because it's fun and it's magical to have flowers in your hair on your wedding day. So to create our flower crown, I measured the distance that it would fit around the person that would be wearing it. So I measured that distance, and this is how long the flower crown has to be. And then when it's closed, it will encircle her head. I'm going to use this as a base and attach my flowers to this so that I can use it to slip around her head and use that to tighten it. We'll be wiring and taping our flowers and attaching them right to the wire. So we'll start with all our beautiful Alexandra Farms roses, and we'll be adding other assorted flowers as we go. We'll use the decorative wire as the base to attach all of our flowers. But each of the individual roses needs to be wired first. We're inserting a wire into the back calyx and then taping the wire securely onto the rose. We'll do this with all the roses we want to use in the flower crown. Once we have our roses wired, we'll wire up our succulents as well. Cross-wiring the succulents with 2 wires and taping them will also make it easy to add those. The great part about the succulents is they can become a keepsake that can be kept even after the flower crown is gone. We started our loop end of the decorative wire, adding our foliages, and then we'll add a rose. We keep adding different items that have different textures, so we give this a very fairy tale-like experience. We continue adding berries, foliage, and alternating with roses. This gives us a very wildflower look and also continues with the fairy tale trend. It's simply adding flowers and adding roses and continuing to tape with one continuous piece of floral tape. We're making sure that we secure each and every one of the items directly to the decorative wire. A flower crown like this can be heavy, so you'll want to let people know that it is a weighted object, but removing stems as we go along helps us reduce the overall weight. get to the end, we'll add our final rose and succulent and tape off all the way to the end of the wire. We'll lay our flower crown out flat so that we can make sure all of the flowers look great. Then we simply bend it around in the circle and take one end and put it through the loop where we started. That's how we attach it around her head. Our final step is to spray our flower crown with Kreisel Professional Glory. This is going to ensure that all of the flowers last as long as they possibly can. You'd want to make sure that we refrigerate it as well. If you wanted to give it an even more wild appearance, you could weave vines through it, jasmine, or even these rose hips would be wonderful woven into that as well. I like to use them for the presentation. So if I was presenting this and having it ready for the bride, I'd place it on a tray like this with a few rose hips so that it looks beautiful when she walks into the room before it's placed on her head. Again, she'll probably want a professional on hand to pin it into her hair for photographs. A beautiful flower crown like this, created with Alexandra Farms roses, is something that memories are made of. So now you know the secret for creating a beautiful flower crown like this with exceptional garden roses from Alexandra Farms. That's what memories are made of. Until next time, keep having fun with flowers.